Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the 2018 Little League World Series here in South Williamsport, Pennsylvania. From the Williamsport Sun-Gazette, I'm Mitch Rupert, standing along the one and only Dr. Chris Masse. That's just an honorary degree. He is not actually a doctor.
You'd be surprised how many people think I am.
Well, I'm smarter than the average bear. We're going to be here for the next 10 days or so of the 2017 Little League World Series, bringing you updates every day, try to give you a preview of what's to come in the series in the next day. So, Massey, we got a lot to talk about in this World Series, but we're going to get it started here with more and more each year. This tournament field just seems wide open. Like there's any handful of teams that can compete for a world title. Is that how you think about the series, the way it's gone the last couple of years?
Yeah, I think this is the most open field I've seen. This is 19 series for me now. And that's why I've been.
You're old.
I know, and I got the gray hair to prove it.
That's for sure.
But I think I've been telling coaches, everybody that I've been talking to, parents, I think just about anybody has a chance this year. There's not that one team that I watched during regionals and went, that team's invincible. There's not that team that I looked at that, well, this is a great story, but, they're going to go there and get pummeled. I think all four games in these first two games on the American side are going to be really interesting, and they could all go either way. And I think in years past you could pencil in, 3 or 4 winners and say these teams are definitely moving on. I think it's going to be interesting this year, and like last year, I think it's going to make that more entertaining.
In recent years, we've seen some teams from places we don't think of as baseball powers. Montana, the one year, won their first 2 games, and I think beat California.
Yeah, the first time around.
Yeah, we saw Canada last year beating Japan in the first round. Things like that are happening.
Iowa last year,
Iowa
made it to the U.S. Final Four.
Absolutely. More and more we're seeing teams, maybe if they have one stud player, they can ride that guy the first day. And when we think about that, we got to talk about Marcus Phillips from out of South Dakota. This kid is a legit ball player, a legit pitcher. They've got a tough matchup tomorrow on Friday with North Carolina, I believe, but he could be the great equalizer.
He could. He's a guy that if you put him out on the mound, he can, I don't care who you're playing, he's going to give you a chance to win the game. Great hitter, too. He's got great pedigree. His father played in the majors. He was a third base coach for the Marlins, among other coaching stops. So it's in his blood, but big, tall, fast, and just knows how to play the game. I just watched him in the Midwest Final, and you could just tell this guy's a baseball player. He plays other sports, but he's not just an athlete playing baseball. He's a baseball player. And the reports I've read about him during states, during regionals, or not during regionals, during districts, he was hitting 300-foot home runs. So he didn't show that aspect of his game in Indy in the Midwest regionals, but he still led him in hitting. So he's a force to be reckoned with.
For just a point of reference, we're standing in center field at Masse Stadium. We're probably it's probably 320 up here. You think?
Maybe about that.
Yeah, about that. And I'm not saying it's not out of his reach for Marcus Phillips to get up here.
He gets a hold of one, and there's a curve to him.
There's a number of kids in this tournament, and the Associated Press had a story about how the power in the Little League World Series is just blossoming in recent years. I don't know if it's the bats. I don't know if it's just kids are bigger, quicker, stronger. Whatever it is, it sure is fun to watch.
It's a little bit of everything, I think. Evolution. I think, and going along with the power and how things have gotten more even in recent years, I think there's more of these states, the Midwest, the Great Lakes regions, teams like that you don't think of as powerhouses. With the birth of so many indoor facilities, and they're able to play year-round the way the Southeast teams have always been able to, the way California and those teams have been able to do. So, maybe those two things go hand in hand.
Now, Chris is going to cover the U.S. side of the tournament all week long, but we got to talk about the international side a little bit, mainly the Asia-Pacific representative from Seoul, South Korea. This is the third time, I think, in the last 4 years they've won the Asia-Pacific region. 3 years ago, they won the world title, and last year they were in the world final. This is a country who's been here now 5 times, or 4 times.
I think
four previously, and has won 3 world championships. Are we starting to see, Chris, a changing of the guard on the international side, or is Japan still the team to beat?
Yeah. We'll see after this year. I think. Yeah, I think if
that's way to have an opinion.
I think well, I don't want to be an instant historian and get caught up in just the last few years. But I think if they make it 3 years or 3 out of 4 now, then I think there's definitely a trend going there, and there's a buzz about them from what I've been hearing from other people. Is they're big, strong. They hit the ball. They can hit it a ton. So I think they're the definite favorite on that side. But I will say about Japan, it's the same league that was here last year, and they're going to have something to prove.
Sure.
You know that them going 2-out last year did not sit well with them. That's a proud team. That's a proud country when it comes to its baseball. So I think they're going to come out guns blazing too, and I think they're going to give South Korea all it can handle.
Here's the thing that's working well for South Korea. Both these leagues in the last 2 years have come from Seoul, a city of 26 million people, and the leagues are from opposite ends of Seoul, South Korea. So there are a lot of kids to draw from, and a lot of really good kids to draw from. So the final thing we're going to do, as we always do here on the first day of the Little League World Series, is we're going to make our picks, and this should no longer be a surprise to Chris, even though I love to surprise him with questions. So I'll go first. So I look smarter. I'm picking.
That's a rarity.
Tell me about it. No, I'm picking South Korea. I think just about everybody is going to go South Korea coming at it the international field. I really like what the Mid-Atlantic has shown in the last few years. I'm going to go with New Jersey coming out of the U.S. side. Average 10 runs a game in the regional tournament. I like the offensive firepower, so I'm going New Jersey, South Korea in the World Final.
I agree with South Korea. I think they're going to win the whole thing, but I do think Japan's going to push them. American side of style, I like New Jersey a lot, but I love what I saw from Texas. I love what I've been hearing about them. I think North Carolina's sneaky good. Even Michigan, I think I think a lot of people are looking at and writing Texas in as an easy winner over them. Michigan should not be underestimated. They got a great lineup. They've got good pitching depth. Long story short, though, I like where Texas came from, having to beat McAllister Park, who's been here 3 times since '09, beating them twice. Love their pitching staff. They've got a deep lineup. So I'll go with Texas to be the first team from that state since 2000 to get all the way to the U.S. final. And I'll say they play California in the U.S. final. Almost every time California's here, I pick them. But I like it's hard to argue with their past success.
Picking California just fits with your front-runner mentality.
Well, I picked Texas this year. Yeah. I do like New Jersey.
So far, Masse has named 6 of the 8 U.S. teams, I think, that he really likes.
This goes back to the evenly matched teams. It'll be interesting to see how they play against Fairfield, Connecticut, because I think Fairfield's another really sneaky good team that could surprise people and be that dark horse team like Iowa last year.
I think Fairfield's been here before.
It's their 3rd time since
recently,
2010.
so it's not going to be a deer in the headlights. They should be used.
No, and they have 2 kids, Matthew Vavona and Michael Iannazzo. I hope I got Michael. I think they're both. Yeah, it's Michael Iannazzo. And they were both on the Fairfield team that got to the New England final last year. So, they didn't get here last year, but they've experienced nearly everything else along the way. And I think that's been a settling factor for that team, and we'll continue to help them here.
Well, here's hoping we get a week and a half of no rain.
Please.
No chance, because we got enough to do without the schedule being pushed back. But you can read all of Chris's stories throughout the Little League World Series, and Ben Burgandy, who's covering the international field, at www.sungazette.com. Follow all of us on Twitter. We'll throw our Twitter handles up there. And I like, because I'm stuck in the office most of the time, I like to use GIFs as my ultimate medium of communication. Is it GIFs or GIFs?
I think it's GIFs.
I think it's GIFs too.
But I'm not up on the tech lingo.
Yeah, well, you're not up on much of anything, like post 1988. But that'll do it for us here from day one.
It's my generation.
It is your generation, the Who. That'll do it for us here from day one of the 2017 Little League World Series. From the Williamsport Sun-Gazette, he's the Dr. Chris Masse. I'm Mitch Rupert. We'll talk to you later. Have a good one.